Should you pay your cleaners as 1099 independent contractors or as W-2 employees? In this video, that's exactly what you're going to discover, which is best for your business. But you got to be careful, because if you do this wrong, Uncle Sam, the government, is right there and ready to sue you and to shut your business down if you don't do it right. Most cleaning company owners think they know the differences between the two. It's just a few forms, it's how taxes are held, things like that. It's actually not. There is more to it. So that's what you're going to find out first before you can know which is best for your business and what that's going to do for your business. So let's look at what the IRS has to say, because they're the ones who'll come after you if you get in trouble. They have 3 tests to determine whether someone is an independent contractor or a W-2 employee. The first test is this: does the company control or have the right to control what the worker does and how the worker does his or her job? To put it simply, can you tell your cleaners what to do while they're on the job? And are you telling them what to do? What kind of training they need to follow? What kind of materials they need to use? What time they need to show up for the job? When it needs to be done by? Different things like that are things the IRS are going to look at to determine if they're an independent contractor or W-2 employee. They call that the behavioral test. Now here's the second one. Are the business aspects of the worker's job controlled by the payer? These include things like how the worker is paid, whether expenses are reimbursed, who provides tools and supplies, etc. So who's ultimately financially responsible for making sure that the job is completed the way that needs to be completed for the customer? Who's footing the upfront bill to buy the supplies? And if it's not you, are you having to reimburse that person or pay that person back for the supplies? Are they turning a receipt into you? And not only that, how often is the worker or the cleaner being paid to do the work? What kind of things are they paid for? Are there any fluctuations in pay based on performance? And not only that, but whoever's responsible for paying the cleaner directly, that determines who the true employer really is. And if that employee or if that cleaner needs to be an employee, or if they need to be classified as a subcontractor. So this second test is the financial test that the IRS will ask. And then the third test is this: are there any written contracts or employee type benefits, that is a pension plan, insurance, vacation pay, etc.? Will the relationship continue? And is the work performed a key aspect of the business? What this means is, who really cares for the front line cleaner in your company? Who's there to keep them for the long run? Also, with this type of relationship, when looking at this, is talking about an agreement or a contract in place. An employee, a W-2 employee, is there indefinitely. They could work for you all their life and retire one day. And to clarify what it means about what type of work is being done, what they're asking here is the work that this person is doing for your business the key business aspect of what you're doing? If you're owning a cleaning business, is this person cleaning, and are you controlling that cleaning? Is this person doing just a support role? Are they just in the office or doing something like bookkeeping? So they're wondering, what role does this person play? Is it direct? Is it indirect? And then you heard them mention right there, is a contract in place? And they contrast that with the word or there between contracts or employee, as to say an independent contractor needs to have an agreement and a contract in place as opposed to an employee. And then they list out all those benefit types and then the relationship. So the third thing that the IRS is going to analyze to determine if you are in trouble for classifying your employees correctly or incorrectly is the type of relationship. So it really comes down to this. It's not about taxes, it's about control. Whenever you take 1099 independent contractors, they need to be treated like they are their own business. They are independent contractors, as opposed to W-2 employees who have a lot of flexibility to work in your business, but you have a lot of control. Now in the cleaning world, we see both of these being used still. So if we get caught treating independent contractors like W-2 employees or W-2 employees like independent contractors, we are gonna get busted. So we're gonna cover how to do each of those in just a sec. But real quick, if you do own a commercial cleaning company and you're wanting to grow it to 7 figures and beyond, if you wanna be surrounded by other commercial cleaning CEOs and even have direct access to myself, you can join the Commercial Cleaning Advantage linked below. You got access to the Answers Hub where you can ask anything. I will answer, other people in the chat will answer, all kinds of owners contribute their questions and their answers to each other so that we have advantages that our competitors don't have. You also have premium resources like contract templates, proposal templates, calculators, agreements, everything that you need to build your commercial cleaning business really, really fast. We also have live office hours that you can attend and ask questions live with myself and any of our staff. So we are here to help you build your commercial cleaning business as big as possible to remove all the mistakes that you might run into so that you can grow your business the way that you want. So dodging mistakes like this that we're talking about in this video is extremely important, and that's what we talk about in there. Now back to how you can use 1099 or W-2 so that you can make a good decision in your business. There's 4 things that you can do to help draw that line in the sand to help you stay out of trouble with the IRS. And a quick disclaimer, I'm not an accountant, I'm not an attorney, this is not legal advice. Take it, this is just my experience and opinion. The first of the 4 is you need to really define the relationship here from the very beginning. And what that looks like is you need to have an agreement in place or a contract in place for anybody that is a contractor, independent contractor in your cleaning business. For your W-2 employees, you have a handbook of employment policies that helps define the employment relationship, because it's just going to go on until you decide to end it. And the key difference there, drawn in contrast to the independent contractor, is there has to be some sort of end date to the contract. Now, you can automatically bake in renewals that are going to be automatic if you so choose to make those, so that you don't have to draw up new contracts over and over again with every single person that does cleaning for you. But you must define an end date. That's what makes it a contract. The tricky piece with that, with independent contractors, is you also have to have out clauses. So anything that is going to define, if we're going to end this early, why are we going to end this early? Whereas with an employee relationship, you can completely cut it off in most states at any time because there's at-will employment laws. The second thing that you need to do is, if you are going to be hiring any independent contractors, you need to have them show that they have their own training programs in place. They need to be able to show that they have their own mechanisms in place for controlling the quality of the cleaning that they're going to be doing in your facilities. Because again, you're not supposed to be controlling how they do things inside of a facility in the eyes of the law. Whereas an employee, you can have all the training programs you want, you can tell them what and what not to do and how often, all those things like that. An independent contractor, though, needs to be completely independent as much as possible when doing services in your company. So that will be control over training and performance. The next differentiator comes to supplies and equipment. Technically, an independent contractor needs to provide their own equipment and supplies, and employees need to either be reimbursed by you, the company, for their cleaning supplies that they need, or you need to totally provide those. Either way, the expense is on you for the supplies and equipment when you're dealing with employees, or with an independent contractor, the expense is on them. Now, this leads to the misconception that independent contractors are a cheaper way to go, and that's just one of the things, right? A lot of people talk about taxes and fees and all that stuff on the back end. Technically, they're still paying all those things, and that's still baked into the cost of hiring them. So either way, it should break even at the end of the day if you're paying everyone fairly to do the job that you need done. It's just who's responsible for it, whose pocket does it come out of first. And here's the kicker, number 4, if you have an employee that works for your commercial cleaning business, and then they start working for a competitor commercial cleaning business at the same time that they're working for you at the same time of day, what are you going to do about it? That's kind of concerning, right? They're probably going to get fired by them or by you. You are expecting them to be exclusive with your company. As opposed to an independent contractor, they have complete free reign. They should be free to do business with whoever they want to do it with. They can work with your competitors. At the same time, they might have employees that work for them, that also work for other competitors while they also work for you. So they have to be completely free to have any relationship as an independent contractor with anybody else in the marketplace. And that's number 4, it's employment exclusivity. But what does all this mean for your cleaning company though, in building it faster and building it better? We have all this information, how can we decide which one to pick? And before I answer that, I want to hear from you. I want to play a game of Would You Rather. So let me know in the comments, would you rather have happy, easygoing cleaners that don't clean good, or would you rather have toxic cleaners that complain all the time and cause drama, but they clean amazing? Let me know in the comments below. I'd like to see what you think of that. Aside from all this legal stuff, there's 4 main things that I thought about when choosing between independent contractor style or W-2 employee style for my commercial cleaning business. Here's the first thing that I thought of, and this is the one that drives a lot of things because it's all about winning clients. Client win rates was a big deal, so we went back through all of our proposals and our conversations, and we looked through which clients asked us this question: do you all use 1099 contractors or do you use W-2 employees? And time again, at least in my market, we have received affirmation and excitement whenever we said that we use W-2 employees. Now, in defense of 1099 contractors, not every client asked us that question, and not every client expressed extreme excitement over the fact that we use W-2 employees, but we noted it. It was something. But there's plenty out there that were using 1099 contractors whenever we came in, and maybe they were happy with them, maybe they weren't. So that's just one piece of the puzzle. The second thing that I looked at when considering this is the staff that we have. What feedback have we gotten from them about the options there of going 1099 or W-2, or what kind of people are we getting when we've advertised for each? And time again, in our market, we have gotten, again, a consistent W-2 excitement from the employees. They want to be a part of something. They don't want to have to handle their taxes. They don't want to have to deal with all the legal stuff on their own. They just want a job and to be a part of a company and a part of a team. But again, there's plenty of independent contractors out there that love what they do and they're really good at it. But what's the third thing that I considered? I wanted to build a really big company. And what that requires is building a brand, something that works for you, something that people hear about and it is attractive to them. So what brand essentially boils down to is consistency. So I have to control a lot of what our people say, what they wear, what they use, all the patterns that are used, the training. I wanted control over all aspects of how our services are provided to our cleaning clients. So when it came down to that choice, once again, I landed at I have a lot more control in my business. I'm willing to take on maybe some more complexity for it in order to build my company bigger. And it may sound like I favor W-2 so much, and I do in my business, but I'm gonna give you some scenarios in just a minute where an independent contractor might make sense. And number 4 for me is I wanna keep my customers forever. I wanna keep my employees, my good ones, forever. Everyone that works with us, we wanna work with them for as long as we possibly can. I don't want the relationships ending. So I found that with W-2 employees, you're able to protect yourself from the competitive liability that you would face from an independent contractor potentially trying to go around you. Now you can put non-solicitation agreements in place. Ultimately, it's a free marketplace at the end of the day, so you have to be careful when dealing with independent contractors, but I wanted even more protection from that because typically a W-2 employee isn't thinking that way. Yes, they technically could go out and try to do what an independent contractor does and start their own business, but they're not of that mindset typically. It's less likely. And then when it comes to the actual employment themselves, they want to keep their job if they like it. They feel loyal. We can build this company together and they feel a piece of ownership in it. As opposed to the independent contractor, they're building their own business, which is totally fine. That's completely okay. But in the way I wanted to build my business, I want to win people's hearts and their desires and their passions and build a team that is great and building a brand that is strong. And for those that say that the W-2 route is a bit more complicated, it's not as simple, I will counter that by saying the loyalty factors and the longevity factors and less turnover happening, at least from what I've seen in my business, have made things even more simple to run because we have less people we're trying to replace or to find, and the customers would stay with us for a very long time. We have customers that have been with us from the very beginning still. If you want to build a big commercial cleaning company and have a brand that attracts clients to you, you want to have it filled with loyal employees that are all feeling like they're a part of building something great, then I personally believe, in my opinion, that the W-2 route is the way to go. But if you want to use 1099 subcontractors, then you can set up a model where you just handle the customer relationships, some marketing, and that's pretty much it. You can't tell them all of the stuff to do whenever the cleaners are inside the facilities. You need to make sure that they are treating it like it's their own business. They need to operate like their own business. But it is still a model that works, and it's still a model that can make money. I mentioned earlier that training's a really big deal. And there's a method that we follow in my company to make sure that myself and management never have to clean again. So check out this framework where I'll show you how to train your cleaners so that your company can grow even faster and all the while keeping you out of dealing with cleaning problems.